Let cool, huh? Now I ain't true, huh? Now I'm true, huh? What you ain't do, huh? Yeah.
Start a riot. What? Start a riot. Start a riot. Start a mosh pit. Start a riot. Start a riot. Start a riot. Start a mosh pit. Hey, throw that ass, bitch. Throw that ass. For this cash, bitch. For this cash. Keep that cash, bitch. Keep that cash. Hey, okay. See, throw it back. Start a riot. See, throw it back. Start a riot. See, throw it back. Start a riot. I call like a fucking kickback. Start a riot. Cause she got a big booty. Big booty, big booty. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Knock it out. Fight night, fight night. Beat her back.
We're back. Of course, it's Liz. And today I'll be recording an unpopular opinions video that has to do with race in the United States. And I know a lot of people are not going to agree with me on this, of course. Don't expect you to. But remember, this is my opinion, and my opinion is not facts, so take it how you will. So, I know I look busty right now, but so I have all of my unpopular opinions written down. Okay, so the first I'm gonna go with is white people in the United States will forever have privilege. And what I mean by this is more so, it doesn't have to do with your socioeconomic status or anything, because you always have the privilege of, it doesn't matter how much income your family makes or overall where you live, you're always going to have that type of privilege of, my skin color is this, and I'm going to always be 20 steps ahead of you in life in the United States, because the system is made for me to succeed, not you to succeed. So, period. My next one would be that Black culture is the most impactful, because really, a lot of the pop, R&B, rap industry, it is majority African American people, and those people, the music is just such a broad, it's just a big industry that we have had the most impact on, and that's what you really see that people are taking action like with. So like, as you can see, like the trends that we start, such as rapping, you don't really see as many Caucasian rappers as you would see as African American, or R&B singers. You don't really see that many white R&B singers. They're usually African American. Another example would be clothing. You don't really see that many white people wearing Jordans or the hairstyles, stuff like that. White Americans don't have culture because white America has been built off of genocide and off of other people's culture and success, such as Native American culture and stuff like that. And so when I say white Americans don't have culture, when you think of white Americans, what do you think about? Like, what do you think they've originated? What do you think, besides genocide, slavery, and in this type of form, what do you really think about overall? What have they created? Yeah, nothing. Yeah. They've only taken pieces of other people's culture, such as African culture, Native American culture, Latin culture, like the ethnic group, or just the nation as a whole. Overall, white Americans just do not have culture of their own to spread. So the dark-skinned Black women are the most oppressed, and I stand by this because I feel as though dark-skinned women get the shortest end of the stick in every single situation, and it's because we don't fit into the beauty standards, or whether it's because it's just racism. It's overall how dark your skin is. Such as a light-skinned woman, you're still going to face discrimination, but the discrimination isn't going to be such as because of how dark you are. And I know a lot of people may not agree with me with that, but that's my opinion. Okay. My next one, it would be light skinned people is a lot more appreciated and deemed as superior to dark skinned people. And I think, well, I have experience and think this because they're more the closest to white that they can get in the black community or any other community, because any community can have light skinned people of fair skin. And so I feel like it's just because it's closer to their um what their goal is to be white or stuff like that. So yeah. And I think it's because the stigma of light skinned people, we think all mixed race people or biracial people that are light skinned, and those light skinned people should have light eyes, loose curls, stuff like that. So yeah. Yeah. White women have a large role to play in racism, because I feel like a lot of white women do fetishize black men, and even throughout like slavery and everything, a lot of white women had a very big role to play in discrimination and a lot of the alienation of black people, and not even only black people. So I just feel like overall we don't put enough emphasis on the fact that white women also had a very big role, have a bit really big role to play into racism and the discrimination of minorities overall. Because yeah, I feel like we just push it on white men a lot instead of looking at the race as a whole and seeing the issues and picking out that it's not just one group, and it's just overall. Yeah. Like in the black community, that we have a lot of pygmies, as I like to say. Um, it's like a lot of people who like, okay, you can have an opinion, but a lot of your opinion is based off of racism from the white community. And when I say pick me, I think of somebody that's like, oh, I'm saying this to make this group of people like me and to accept me more. And so I see that we have a lot of those in the black community, especially because it's more so I'm trying to appeal to somebody who is seen as better or superior than I am. And it's seen as, oh, sometimes a lot of us don't know better. I shouldn't say don't know better, but are not educated enough to know the difference from an opinion rather than being brought up on true racism and true ignorance. And my next one will go into that light skinned females or light skinned people need to stop thinking that they are better than dark skinned people. Because at the end of the day, you guys are both this like, even in the black community, this is like, because I can only speak a part of the black community because that's what I'm a part of, especially in the black community, because at the end of the day, we were both seen as people of color. And so for you to think because you have these special attributes to yourself that I don't have, and it's seen more as a pleasing to somebody else, I don't think it's appropriate, and it's not cute, it's not funny, nobody laughed. And so that's how I just feel about that. But black people in the United States cannot be racist. Because I feel like, well, not feel, with the definition of racism, it's speaking as to one race thinking that one's more superior than another. But with power, okay, black people in the United States don't have the power to think that their race is superior to another, because it's not going to impact anything. It's not going to make it systematically. Like if I say something to a white woman right now, it's not going to systemically or overall, not even only systemically in life, it's not going to affect her. Rather than she does the same else. Like that's what reverse racism basically has to do with it. Because if I do something to you as a white person, you're not going to feel the same repercussions that I would get if you did it to me. If that makes sense. If I'm explaining that correctly, please let me know. And if you need more in depth, I feel like I'll be able to bring my thoughts out if typing it better. I don't know. But I can explain it more into depth if you need me to. Because I just feel like overall, people aren't really realizing that there's no such thing as a racism. You can't be racist to a superior, someone who has more power than you. I can't systemically and overall and socioeconomic and everything. I can't really affect you in life because I don't have power to affect you. Overall, it doesn't matter how much money I have or anything. Due to the history and what our country is built off of, I can't really affect you and what power you hold. And my next one really sort of goes into this where if you aren't black, please do not wear traditionally African hairstyles because it's not just a hairstyle. And I hate the little rhetoric of straightening your hair. Are you trying to be white? Because having straight hair is not a culture, it's genetics. Such as people in Egypt can be born with straight hair. People in North Africa can be, people anywhere can be born with straight hair, such as the Aboriginals in Australia and New Zealand and stuff. So for you to say that straightening my hair or whatever, that's debunked right there. But such as box braids and feed-ins and stuff, it's a protective style and it has more of a culture and historical aspect to it than just a hairstyle, as a lot of people like just label it. And I just feel like it's not okay. I feel like it's cultural appropriation because I feel like it's the same thing if I were to wear traditionally with just how if I were to wear a ninja bun and I would put chopsticks in it. I feel like that is not okay because I feel like that is appropriating another culture that I'm not a part of. Such as I did say something to my friend about her getting some necklaces with Buddha on it. She's not Buddhist or anything, so I was like, be careful wearing that because I can see it as though it could be problematic, and you wearing a necklace with Buddha on it and you're not Buddhist or part of the culture or part of the religion or the spiritual aspect of believing in Buddha. So I can see as though where people be upset with that because it's not okay. It's not okay to take someone else's culture and use it as a fashion symbol, as a fashion rhetoric or anything. So I just feel like it's wrong. Um, I feel like Hispanic slash Latinx isn't a race, and I feel like it's not more of an opinion; it's more of a fact. This is the thing I can say about a fact because, um, if you just do a quick Google search, you can sort of see because Hispanic and Latinx, what's it called, are ethnic groups. Well, they're same ethnic group, but it's an ethnic group overall. So I feel as though if you don't really, Latinx is a gender neutral term used in lieu of Latino or Latina to refer to a person of Latin American descent, which means you have descent from Latin America, of course. Um, and Hispanic is a term that refers to native speakers of Spanish or have Spanish speaking ancestry, while Latino is usually more frequently used to refer to people or anyone that has Latin American origin or ancestry. So say if who is, because you do see a lot of people that are Hispanic slash Latinx um that are lighter or darker, and such as a lot of people would say black people are like Puerto Ricans are black or Dominicans are black. They would be Afro Latino, and not all those people from those countries would be considered black because race is made up out of characteristics, and so those characteristics go into play. And so, say if I know there's a lot of Latinos slash Latinx people that are literally just white. The race is white. Your race and your ethnicity and your race are two different separate things, which people a lot of time get confused with, and also with their nationality. And so a lot of people like to say their race is Mexican. Well, Mexican is a nationality, so your ethnic group will be Latin. Your race would be white if you are white appearing. If you are black appearing, you would be Afro Latino, which would be black race, African American race, or your race would be not your race would be black, African American, and then your ethnicity would be Latin, Hispanic, whatever. And so you can have more than one ethnic group, just how Judaism is considered a ethnicity and a religion at the same time. And so I feel like a lot of time people don't really do the research when someone is telling them one thing. I know it can be a bit iffy. Latinx or Hispanic, you would be considered white, black, Asian, Native American, those like races, not just because a lot of time when you do take the like surveys or you're filling out something for application or something. Usually they ask if you're Hispanic/Latino under the ethnic box, not under the race box. So if you notice that, that's where a lot of it. So I feel as though modern day Christianity is very problematic. I feel like a lot of time modern day Christians use Christianity as an excuse to racism, homophobia, Islamophobia, or just different slavery and stuff. A lot of slave owners use the Bible as a way to say, oh, it's okay because this and this and that. Meanwhile, I'm not here to bash your religion, but who wrote the Bible? Yeah, so overall, you just sit here and think about that. But I feel like in this generation of how people are being taught to read the Bible and interpret the Bible, I mean, a lot of people that do that use the Bible as an excuse to those type of things, I feel like a lot of them aren't really dedicated to the religion. They just say, oh, blah, 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 blah. And I feel like it's just ignorance and bigotry. Big to me is that not every non-black person that does something to impress the black community is quote unquote invited to the cookout. I hate that thing because first of all, why, like, just because they do something to impress us, or such as they speak out against issues that is affecting the black community, doesn't mean that they should just automatically say, oh, you're invited to be like, no, you use your privilege to the best amount of what you can online. Congrats to you. Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it at that. You don't need to intercross with me. Like, we don't need, yeah. Let's not forget that we as African Americans are very, we have so many ignorant people in our community. It's ridiculous. But I feel like we should stop doing that whole notion of, oh, you impress me as a black person, you're invited to the cookout. No, stay at the picnic, Marsha. Stay at the picnic. Stay at the picnic, Karen. You're not invited. Becky, back up. Anyways, I feel like you liking or dating somebody, as say if I'm a black person in the United States, black person in America, me dating or liking someone that is white doesn't make me any less pro-black, such as me interacting with somebody, or if I have majority friends that are white, it doesn't make me any less black than I am, or any less pro-black. Being pro-black doesn't mean that you can only associate with black people and only have black friends and black family and stuff like that. So I don't understand that. That also goes into my next unpopular opinion of pro-black does not mean anti-white or anti any other race. Pro-black means I am standing up for my community, and I am making sure that we're all becoming equal. I'm standing up for the fact that we should all be equal. So at the end of the day, I don't understand that rhetoric of, oh, you articulate yourself, oh, you only have white friends, so you can't be pro-black. It's not adding up. Or the fact that, oh, pro-black is anti-white. If you're pro-black, you're anti any other race or any other group of people. No. Just like how people love to say the Black Lives Matter movement is very inclusive. I don't see any other race being gunned down for the color of your skin. And it doesn't matter about that. It matters the fact that the Black Lives Matter movement is meant to have unity and equality through anybody. That is the point of the Black Lives Matter movement. Not just to say, oh, Black Lives Matter more than any other. No, the point of the Black Lives Matter movement is to show that we all matter equally, and that nobody should be being killed because of the color of their skin, which is happening to Black Americans or African Americans. So I feel like people really need to sit here and think about what they're saying before they say it, because it sounds ignorant. Just how saying all lives matter. Okay, all lives do matter, but the point is Black lives aren't being cared for as much as any other race is. All lives can't matter until Black lives matter do too. That is the main issue that people are trying to explain. But by you saying all lives matter or blue lives matter, it's a rhetoric or just an offense to Black Lives Matter. That was the point that was made. So I feel like for you saying that, it's sort of ignorant. Articulating and educating yourself does not mean that you're trying to differ away from being the race you are, especially being Black, uneducated, and I like to articulate myself. I do realize that a lot of Black Americans do get very offended and try and think that I'm trying to say that I'm smarter than them, or that I'm not Black because I articulate and I educate myself, which is that's one of the prominent ignorant traits that I see in the Black community, because a lot of Black people do say, oh, why are you talking like that? Do you think you're Black? I mean, do you think you're white or anything? Because I do try and articulate and educate myself. No, I'm just trying to get further than I would if I wouldn't. Because, okay, I can speak with Ebonics, I can speak with the style and everything, but at the same exact time, there's times and places to do that. There's times and places where you should be a bit more professional with the way you speak and the way you articulate yourself. And it sort of goes into our next thing, where downplaying school/education doesn't make you seem more popular or anything, because at the end of the day, of course, college, an example, is very expensive. Okay. But there's so much free money out there, free grants and everything, that if you just apply yourself, it'll work out in the end, to the point where you don't need to be worrying about school or anything, or money. And so I feel as though with downplaying education, sorry, I feel like downplaying education doesn't make you look any smarter or cooler, because at the same time, you see people that do go to college. You get a degree at the end of college if you go through it. Okay, that degree can take you so much further than someone that just graduated with a high school diploma. So if you really think about it, so many times further than someone that just has a high school diploma. Because at the end of the day, you are going to always have that type of knowledge and education in the field that you may want to go into. Rather than, people always love to say, oh, Steve Jobs didn't go to college. What, do you have a Steve Jobs idea? A multi-million-dollar idea? Didn't think so. And a lot of people are saying, oh, well, some people may say, oh, I know a lot of college graduates that don't even end up in the field where they majored in. A lot of people don't. A lot of people do end up changing their mind, or just can't find a job in that field. But having a degree makes you look and appear so much more educated and professional, rather than not having one. And a lot of people are saying, oh, college is college that. And that you don't get this from college. You don't get the best education. Well, you didn't reap the benefits from college. If you reap all of the, I'm going to leave it at the fact that if you reap all the benefits from college and like your education overall, you will be so much better off than listening to someone that says college is a scam. I'm sorry, but I feel like a lot of people that do say that don't go to college, aren't in college, and decide not to go anymore. You don't even have to go to a university. You can go to a community college and still get a similar type of education, I should say. I feel like the term that college is not needed to be successful is very detrimental to the Black community. Of course, not everybody needs college to be able to get a job, but in a lot of jobs you do need it, because I feel like in the Black community we see that as, oh, college is just a scam. We don't need to go to college. We can just be entrepreneurs and make money. But a lot of people that do invest into businesses, they want to see that you have some type of credentials to back up what your plan is. Say you have if you had a business major and you know how to save, spend, and everything, people will be a lot more interested into putting their money into your company, investing, making your company a lot bigger than it already could be. And I just feel like it's just detrimental to the Black community. I feel like there's no difference between brown skin and dark skin. Like, at all. There is none. You're dark, you're dark. Like, segregation was good for the Black community. I hate saying this, but I feel like segregation was one of the primes for the Black community. Because I do feel like not the revolution, but the Renaissance period was really good for us. The Harlem Renaissance, really good time. But I feel like segregation was a time that a lot of Black people got together in the United States and did something that we probably won't ever see again. With Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and everything, we became unified. So I feel like that was like a really good time period. Half black isn't black. It's biracial. I hate the fact when somebody is mixed race with black, they love to just say the person is black. No, you are biracial. Say as if I mix with black and white. I'm not just gonna say I'm black. I'm black and white. It's black. There also are. That's like, just as people love to say, go back to the one drop rule. The one drop rule sort of implies white equals purity. If you have one drop of black in you, it doesn't make you black. Because that is just the ideology behind that. It's so broad. And of course, people are not going to agree with me, but I feel as though if someone's mixed with white and Asian, they're not just going to say they're just white. They're going to say that they're white and Asian. Cracker is not and never will be a racial slur. I'm sick and tired of white people in America, KKK, love saying that cracker is a racial slur. There's no type of systematic oppression behind it. There is no history behind the word. It can't be racist. Like, the people of power want to be oppressed so bad. So bad. Like, cracker will never be an oppressive word because it has no meaning, oppressive meaning behind it. Cracker means a slave owner who cracked the whip. So if I'm saying that to you, maybe you should think about that and maybe take it into consideration of maybe what you're saying or saying is ignorant. Obama was not the best president. I love him. I love the family so much and I love him so much. I feel like he was not the best president. I feel like we haven't had the best president. But I do feel like he wasn't the best. I feel like a lot of people in the black community just love him because he was black. But I feel like we don't really know all the stuff that he's done. Because knowing into his presidency, he's spoken about building a wall. Every president has spoken about building a wall. Under Obama's presidency, under his orders, every month they threw tear gas over the border. But a lot of people don't know about this because nobody really wants to go out and seek into facts and the truth. But this is the end of my video. As you can see, I really enjoyed recording these videos. It's something new to me to be in front of the camera, as I'm not really used to speaking to just a blank screen and then uploading it for people to see. Yeah, so I'm trying to get used to that, of course. And yeah, bye.
But I'll be true if you promise that you'll defend me. I'll be true to you. Oh, and what you are.